Hey, it's Sharon here from Content Sparks, and in this video I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside our course called Launch and Market Your Online Course. This is one of our brandable, done-for-you programs that you can edit any way you want, put your own name and branding on, and then use to grow your business, whether it's to share with prospects to bring in more leads and business, to use it with current customers and clients to help them get better results, or to sell as a program all on its own. But let me go into the main folder, and what you see here are at the top the main files you'll get with the Blaze package. So there are student materials, instructor materials, and lead generation materials. The other ones you see here, the Beacon, is a version you can buy that just has the student materials, and the Flash is a version you can buy that just has the lead generation materials. And we'll focus on the main ones of each, the student, instructor, and lead generation. Now the student ones I'll go into first, and you can see here that there's a course book. Those are the main materials that you would give to your students that has all the text. There's an action guide with a planner and scheduler that is for completing all the learning activities or action steps that go with the course book. And then there's a cheat sheet that has kind of a summary of key points, some graphics, an overview infographic of the whole course, and some slides handout. That only comes with the Blaze package because that's the one that comes with the slides. So if I look in the course book first, and you can see here that what I showed you at the very beginning of the video is there's a table of contents with the 12 modules, and it goes through getting ready to market your course. We're assuming that people already have a course with this particular program, and we do have a separate program on how to create an online course. So if people don't have a course yet, then you have to start with that one. But then you're going to go through the sales pages, starting with the easiest sales, proven tactics, creating a course sales funnel, creating content for that, using a webinar to sell, writing launch emails, and so on and so forth. So you can see a description of all those modules here on this page a little bit further up. But otherwise, you can see there's a place for your logo, there's a place in the footer for your company name and URL, and the rest is up to you how you edit this. So you can change the styles, you can change the fonts, the text, anything like that. Obviously edit the title itself and the text. Or you can leave it as is. Everything is already set up with the instructions, with learning activities, graphics. So you see at the end of each module, there's also some key takeaways and those action steps, which they complete in the action guide. So let me go back over there now. So here you can see there's the folder with the action guide, and let me just go into that. And you'll see there's the action guide itself, and I'll just open that up for you. And you can see that there are different modules that correspond with the main program. And if I just scroll down there, you'll see that there's a place to fill in all the information that they need for completing the action steps. And if you save this as a PDF and give it to your customers, your students as a download, they can also use a separate document where they need to fill in more details like the introductory video script or the sales page. They can draft notes in here and then complete more in a separate document as well. So let me close that out and go show you the rest. And then what's a little bit different in this course is you also have this thing called a call planner. So this is something where they can list all the people who would be potential customers right away. So getting those quick, easy sales so they can actually plan calling those people. This is optional, but it's a great way for people to sell their course really quickly and get some immediate feedback, and then do the longer process of getting leads, new leads, and selling to them. There's also a course scheduler, and what this does is automatically calculates based on your deadline of when you want to actually sell or open up the cart. It calculates when different main tasks need to be done, different milestones. And we've put in the days to cart open, which are easy to edit, also the number of days during the launch, and then you plug in the deadline for opening the cart and it'll calculate all those other deadlines. So that's a cool little feature too. Now going back up, the other things in here are, as I mentioned, the cheat sheet. This is a couple pages with key points that go with each module. Some of them are a little more than 2 pages. Once you've put your branding on here and your footer and whatnot, you can just divide these up as separate downloads that go with each module of an online course, or give them as one big handout of those cheat sheet notes. So that is something people love. And then there are the graphics given to you separately so that you can always use those separately or edit them. They're all in PowerPoint. And then the other thing is an overview infographic, as I mentioned, of the whole course, and that's easy to edit. And finally, in that Blaze package, you get the slide handouts, and that is just all the slides exported to Word with blank lines next to each. So if you're presenting this live, it gives people a way to take notes and listen rather than trying to copy down the information on a slide. And again, you can edit this too. And if you have Office for Windows, you can export your slides into Word quite easily in the Create Handouts feature. It doesn't work so well in Mac. Now, let's go back up. That's everything in the student materials. The other ones are the instructor materials. So the core thing here is your slideshow. That's what you'll use to present live or to create videos. Again, you're going to put all your branding on, your logo, and some style. This one you definitely don't want to leave just as is in terms of the styling, because it's very plain and you want your slides to have a little more impact. So if you have a branded design that you use already, just apply that. For instance, we have one set up, a custom one. Here's our basic one. You'll see once you put the design on, it'll apply it to all the slides, but you can add images and other things. So you might need to tweak the text a little depending on your design. If you don't already have a branded design, I recommend you get one so you can use it over and over again. And then otherwise, you're just going to go in, you can use the text under each slide. Those are your speaking notes. You can edit those to make them sound like you, and go through and do any other edits you want, adding some images where you want. If you're not presenting this live and you're doing it as a video, you'll want to take out things like this questions slide that is to remind you, if you are doing it live, to ask questions, or the debrief slide to remind you to actually debrief any action steps that you do. Otherwise, everything's as is. You brand it, and then if you're doing separate videos, you can divide this up into separate files, or record each one going through and then break it up if you use a video editor like Camtasia. So if you need more help on that, I do have a blog post on how to record slides as video, or you can just contact me. So those are the slides. Now let's go back up and quickly run through the rest of the stuff here. So there is an implementation guide with those speaker notes as well. Those are just some extra instructions. There's an evaluation form that you can use to send and get feedback from your students after the course, or handout if you're doing it live. The follow-up emails are meant to send to people after they've completed the course, to give them some extra tips and to keep in touch with people, keep motivating them, keep them accountable, help them get those better results. And you would want to add to those. We've given you 5 as a start, and you'll want to add and keep in touch with your students. And then in here, there's also research sources. So these are links, different links that can help you brush up on your knowledge. A lot of these are ones we use to create the course. And then there are a variety of other things. There's a curriculum with some suggestions of other courses that'll go well with this one, some notes on terms of use, the actual contents of everything you're getting in this package, and some other tips and instructions for using your content. Now the last folder is those lead generation materials. And this I'll go through a little bit more quickly. It's basically content for setting up a funnel to collect leads for people who would want to enroll in your course and to drive some traffic. So the opt-in report here, that lead magnet, is called 5 Reasons Your Online Course is Not Selling and What You Can Do to Fix Them. And that is, I'll quickly open that up as well. But that's 11 pages, nice and concise, the main mistakes people are making, those 5 reasons that your course might not be selling, and then a little recap and a call to action where you can put in your sales page URL. So this will get people started with some initial information that would help them sell their course, but then you want to lead them into actually buying your program. We've given you that report in that cheat sheet format, that, short bullet points, because some people do prefer that, and it's a nice handout, particularly if you're doing something like a webinar as well. So for example, we've also given you this opt-in report as a slideshow. So I'll open that up and you'll see that the text underneath each corresponds with the report. So you can put your branding on this, add some images, maybe break up the slides even more, and present it as a webinar and use the cheat sheet as a download to get people to stay to the end of your webinar. So that's really helpful too, and people really like webinars still. They have not gone away as a great option for converting people. And then the last things are the emails. So we give you 7 to get you started there. So you can use these as is, these 7, just tweaking them to use your language. The first one is to send people a download to your opt-in report. If you're doing it as a webinar, you'd send a registration link or tweak it based on whatever webinar platform you're using. But here we've done it as the report. And then there are several emails with different tips. So you're nurturing the relationship with those leads. Each one will also have a little call to action at the bottom so you can tell people about the course. And then the final email, that 7th one, is more of a sales email to get people to go over to your sales page. So it has more details about the course, and you'll just want to insert anything that you're doing differently that you're giving people. So any features, like if you are doing video lectures or webinar or community, things like that. So make sure you tailor this last one to whatever you're doing. And then the only other things in here that you need to look at are the blog posts. These are things that you can use on your blog or on your website, or you use them as the foundation for more emails to drive traffic. If you're using them on your blog, make sure you do some editing, add some images, maybe expand them a little so that they're more unique to you. And the infographic is information that goes along. It's kind of a summary of that opt-in report. So you can use that to share on social media. And the tweets are, let's open that up. So that's 30 different tips about launching an online course. So use these on Twitter, use them on other social media, put them on images, any way you want. You could even use them as starter ideas for emails. And that is everything. So let me just go back up here and show you again. You've got student materials, instructor, lead generation materials. As a reminder, you can buy just the student materials. If you get that Beacon package, you can buy just the lead generation materials in the Flash. But if you want all of them, including that slideshow, you need to get the Blaze version. And that's everything. So just let me know if you have any questions at all. Take care.